you all doing? So, I fixed my ground looping issue. My computer shuts off less often now, which is awesome. But it still shuts off, oops, sorry for the light, shuts off randomly. And I figured out why. Because I was ignorant. Oh, I hate this. I was ignorant and I did not know the fact my G9 server has an ambient temperature sensor in it. So the moment my side of my cabinet reaches 35 degrees Celsius, it shuts off immediately. So what I did was, because I couldn't get more fans at the moment to keep the temperature down, and even with more fans, I don't think I could keep it below 35. What I did is I bought these. Apparently, these are official parts for higher performance cooling. You might say how this helps with my ambient temperature thing. Well, it doesn't. But there is a setting in the BIOS. So the setting in the BIOS is you can set the ambient temperature to work all the way up to 45 degrees Celsius. But once I go all the way up to 45, CPU can reach about 100 degrees Celsius, which I tested, which is not good for the CPU. So what I'm thinking is I can cool my CPU better and keep the ambient temperature at 45 degrees Celsius. And hopefully it will not shut off. What do you think? You think it will work? No, it's not. Yeah. What do you think? I think it can work. I mean, it's working fine at the moment. Unless I start a game, it'll shut off immediately because CPU will also heat up and it will reach 35 immediately, which is on idle of 31 right now. Yeah. So let's first run a benchmark on the current heatsink to see the CPU heating, and then let's change the heatsinks and run the same benchmark again. Okay, now you can see my current temperatures. And this is IDA 64. My current temperature, the CPU one is 61 degrees Celsius, and CPU 2 is at 49 degrees Celsius. It's on idle right now. I put my server fans to the maximum performance, maximum cooling. That's why it's too loud right now. So let's start the stress test. As you can see, it's on 100% usage right now. And my mouse has already stopped working. But it already stopped working. Let's come back. Come back! Oh, I hate this. I should have used CPU Z. Okay, it came back. Awesome. So you see it's 62 right now, 64. '63, which is awesome. So maximum output is actually working. Nice. Let's see the. My cabinet still reaches ambient temperature 31 degrees Celsius, which is awesome. So it usually doesn't shut off when I'm only using the CPU. Once I start using the GPU as well, so I start like playing games and stuff like that, or run codes that use the CPU a lot or render stuff, it shuts off immediately. The moment GPU starts, it shuts off. So 45 degrees Celsius ambient is 145 right now. Should be keeping it working. And with these degrees, the CPU is okay. it's all right. We don't have to be scared of it. Yeah, the cabinet is still at 31, which is awesome. Yeah, I don't think we will go over 70 with the maximum cooling out. So let's stop, shut off the PC, and change the heat sinks with the performance ones, and come back and see what's going to happen. See, it's going down immediately, which is awesome. Okay, so this is not the best of the workbenches. I usually do this on my dinner table, but well, what you gonna do this time? I'm gonna do it like this. So I don't know if you can see the inside. Okay, these are standard heat sinks, and these are the performance ones. And I'll show you the difference in a second. Okay, wait, this is on a star bit. We need a flat head. Yep, my flat heads are here. And you need to unscrew them in order. I didn't want to unplug my GPU, that's why I'm doing it like this. It's a pain in the buttocks every time you unplug them. It's a pain in the buttocks right now too, actually. Well, what you gonna do? One way or the other. These servers are not built for this kind of GPUs. That's why I'm running an external power supply on these. I'm not used to these wrenches. So I'm learning a lot while building this server. So my first problem was the RAM slots. I was using the wrong ones. That caused a lot of instability. It still read all the servers on all the RAMs. So these are the two different heat sinks. This is the performance one, and this is the standard one. The difference is, as you can see, this one has like a high tower kind of thing here, which runs through a copper heatsink pipes onto a copper plate. This one is all aluminum, it's all the same. So this is supposed to be, in theory, a lot better, but it has some old thermal paste residue, so we'll clean this first. We got our 99% isopropyl alcohol, spray that a little bit. Cotton is actually better than this, but we have this, not the cotton one. Let's clean this. So I could find other solutions to this, but this was the cheapest. These things usually go about $40 to $50 a piece. I got both of them for $45 with tax, so I couldn't say no to that deal. That's why we are trying this solution first. I need some kind of plastic. I couldn't. Oh, I have these. Nice. Yep. I don't know what you go out. Guitar picks. Guitar picks are actually great tools to clean the thermal paste. Tech tip. Okay, so I got the excess first because I have a habit of putting too much thermal paste. Too much is better than too little. Another tech tip. Nice. I don't know if you can see how clean it is. Whoop. It is pretty clean, right? Now for the thermal paste. These are my storages. I live in Texas, so easiest and cheapest storage to find is a plastic ammo box. Okay, I think I'm gonna finish this. Hopefully it'll be enough for two of them because I don't want to open another one. It doesn't taste good. Let's put. It's not a good shape, but it's okay. So when I was putting these on, what I used to do is I would put all of it like this, and it caused some problems while installing the heatsink. So what I do now is take this plastic off, find the orientation of the plastic to go, which I found it on the first try somehow, and put it in slowly, but surely. Nice. Okay, and I will do the same thing and screw these in, and I'll see you guys in a bit. Okay, so the heat sinks are in, as you can see, but the problem is this plastic cover, so it doesn't fit. It stays on top with these higher tower heat sinks. So the solution to that is, I don't know if you can. Okay, you see these? You can push them back and pull these out. So it should help. It should fit with these off. So let's see. Oh, dang. This way around. Ta-da. As you can see, you take these out. These are fit nicely. Okay, now let's get everything together and run some tests. So we have the new heat sinks. I'm doing the IDA 64 again, even though I know it's not very stable, just to compare to those two. And without even running the test, I think it's already cooler, right? I'm not hallucinating or anything. So let's start the stress. I bet it's gonna freeze again, so bear with it. Okay. Come on, come back to me. It's coming back. I can see the mouse glitching over there. The pointer moving around. Oh, come on, it froze again. Come on. I hope it's still recording. Okay, yep. It's been running about the same time right now. It's been almost a minute, and I think it's about 10 degrees Celsius cooler, which is awesome. Let's wait it. Let's make it. Let's run it. Let's run it a little bit more. I want to see if it's like in a minute or so will it reach 60, but I don't think so. I know these stress tests should be a lot longer than this, but I've been using this server for a while, and I kind of know how it behaves, so I can kind of estimate with the shorter tests. I hope it makes sense to you guys. Yeah, awesome. It is almost 10 degrees cooler. So hopefully this will work, because the cabinet was on for a while I was changing the heat sinks. Inside of the cabinet is right now 28 degrees Celsius, which is nice. Well, I will test it further. I will actually test it again with, instead of maximum cooling, with an optimal cooling, so it'll be a lot quieter. Hopefully that works. I might add some more fans to the cabinet, especially an exhaust fan to the top. I think that should help a lot. But I don't have the money at the moment, and I won't have it until the next year probably. So I'll try to figure out more DIY cheap solutions. Let me know if you're interested with any of those, and I hope you are. And give me some comments. Let me know, because I'm not gonna make money from these videos for at least 3 years, maybe. I'm just doing this to interact with people, get to know. I'm so alone. I don't like being alone. So give me a heads up, and hopefully you will subscribe and like it. If you don't like it, don't dislike it. Just let me know. I might change it. I don't want to mess with my algorithm. I know it's selfish. Thank you all. Hope to see you again. Have a good day and happy Thanksgiving, even though it's a few days late.